obvious reason as to why he did. He's a leader on the floor, he's a leader in the room, and he's doing big things in there, and that's Mr. Gabe. Come to see him.
This guy, salesman of the month for the month of July. He's a leader on the floor up at the main lot. He's a great guy, he's a great dad, he's a great husband, Alex Bird.
Internet salesman of the month for July. This person's been a huge help, a leader, and anytime you ask her to do something, she's not shy about it. Michelle Russo. Alright, so this guy is fairly new. Jack of the month, guys. Service department. Real go-getter. Kind of keeps under the radar a bit. Stays very quiet, but he always gets something done. Always finds something to do. Frank.
Hey, that's a sick walk-up, man. That's bad.
He was actually helping get the customer out. All right, guys, service advisor of the month. This individual has really started to come into where I always knew the potential of this individual. And he's on pace to have one of the biggest months as a service advisor ever. Mr. Chris White.
This young lady is awesome. She's super great, and she's just amazing.
Hell yeah, she is.
Overachiever.
All right, so this month for the Employee of the Month, kind of went out of what we normally do again, but this person was actually voted in by multiple people. This person's been with the store for a long, long time, and recently I've asked this person to get very uncomfortable and dig their heels into a part of the job here and get familiarized and assist wherever necessary to help grow the team in the sales department. And so this month I decided to make the Employee of the Month Shane Pauley. Is that too far away?
Well, that thing looks so tiny in your hands.
The more I get out and get around in the store, the more I find out our team is awesome. So good job, everybody. That tees me up perfectly to go over what I'm going to go over next. And that's just a little bit of praise report. So in the sales department, we're on pace to have the best August we've had since 2021. Parts and service department, we're on pace to have the best August ever in the existence of the store. So there are some housekeeping things that I need to go over, and as you guys know, IT was in-house very recently, and as they did go into every store in the group, and they discovered some things that we need to work on, and I'm just going to read a few of those things to remind you. First of all, they see everything that you do on your computer. They know if you're using a password in multiple different sites. They know if you're going on to Amazon. They know if you're ordering food from there. They know if you're on your personal email, not your work email, but your personal email if you're on your desktop. It's important that we keep our desktops strictly to business use, okay? If we're ordering food for our department as managers, that's a different story because we need to be able to track receipts, et cetera, et cetera. But anything personal, you need to stay off of the desktop to do that. You can use your personal cell phones to do that, but not your desktop, okay? To read a few of the things that they wanted us to reiterate, we're not allowed to plug anything into our computers besides speakers or mouses or a keyboard. You're not allowed to stick a thumb drive in there and download anything. either onto the thumb drive or onto the computer. You're never to be in the computer rooms doing any sort of work, and you're never to allow a non-employee into the computer rooms. And there's one at the main shop and there's one here in the new parts department. If you ever see anybody that's a non-employee try to approach those areas without credentials, you need to ask them, you need to stop them, you need to get them to a department head so that we can properly identify them and make sure that they have authorization to do work. Do not click on any attachments that you don't recognize, if it's not a known user or someone that we constantly get emails for. Don't open it. If you're not sure, forward that email over to the IT department, to the help desk, and they will identify it for you and tell you whether or not it's safe. I think that's one that's probably getting violated a lot throughout the company. So you want to forward it? Yes, send it to the help desk. No. It is not. Never give your credentials or your MFA codes to anyone, including IT. Never give your credentials or MFA numbers to anyone, including IT. You know what that means? Your sign-on to your desktop gets shared to no one. I know there's people in the room that give their desktop information to other people. That is a violation of company policy and it is a fireable offense. They see it. They have cameras everywhere. They know what's going on. Stop doing it. Everybody understand? I don't want to lose any of you to silly violations where that's either laziness or we're just not being careful. I think this one gets messed up a lot. Do not duplicate your password that you use to sign on to your desktop. That password cannot be used in any other password you use. For anything, even your personal stuff. All it takes is for a hacker to get that password, find out where you work, to then try to get into the system. That's how they do it. If you use your logon to your desktop, that password for vAuto, for Vin Solutions, for anything else, if they hack one of those other systems, they can now try that password on your desktop and now they're into our network. Do you understand that? I think it's very common. I myself believe that I have my password to my desktop on other credentials for my personal things. So I've got to change that myself. So I encourage you, and your manager's going to be coming around making sure that you've done that as well, okay? I know it's a pain in the neck having to change the password. I know it's a pain in the neck having to have some of you got 5, 6 different websites or vendors that we use. You have to keep a different password for your desktop, period. Always question external calls, emails, texts. If you have somebody trying to question you about information, you need to vet it with the IT department. If you want to go to your immediate first and vet it there, they can come to me, and then we can forward it on to IT. That's fine, but don't ever give any information to anyone that is not within this store. The last thing that I think is happening is some of you probably have some contact information for IT people, but I also know this is happening for sure, is that we're calling the IT number, the 8889 number, to get assistance with certain things. They want that to stop. Don't reach out to anybody if you have their personal cell phone numbers without coming to me from now on. And do not call the 8889 number. You need to put a ticket into the help desk. Put help desk in the email into the recipient and send a ticket in if you need help. The other thing that we can't do is anything IT related. If you're trying to move a printer, you're trying to hook up a new computer to a new port, you're trying to move a phone to a different area, you're trying to hook up a TV or some media device, all of that stuff needs to go through IT. You need to get IT to give you permission or guide you through it. Anything that has anything to do with the internet has to go through IT. Everybody understand that? Is there any questions? Or do you look like you got a lot of questions? You now you're just pissed off about something.
No, I just, small IT email.
To help you. When you come to me. The help desk is working to have an instant response time. So if you can't get onto your desktop, that's fine. Then you need to come to your immediate supervisor and then come to me. We'll reach out to the help desk if that's what needs to happen. But I think, if we got 3,000 employees in the group roughly, imagine how many people and phone calls they're getting all the time to stop what they're doing when they have a list of tickets of people who actually done it the way it's supposed to be doing it. They just want to streamline things and make sure that we're getting everything taken care of in the right order and efficiently as possible, okay? All right, enough of that. For those of you that want awards, as always, stick around after the meeting's adjourned so that Jeff can take your pictures and get it on the website. All right. You guys all see the Plinko board behind me? You're probably wondering why. Starting from today, moving forward, the managers, the head managers in each department have been given one of these chips. Most of you have seen one of these floating around the store. I have written their name on the chip, and they're responsible for that chip. And their goal is, from now to the next meeting, is to find exemplary work. They're going to be looking at employees throughout the organization to find out if they're showing good character, if they're being honest, if they have integrity, if they got passion, and if they're showing selflessness. That's the sort of team that we strive for, and that's the sort of team members we want. We want everybody looking out for each other. We're one big family. We want our team members taking care of customers and taking care of each other. So their goal is to walk around the store, both in their department, outside their department, and find people doing extraordinary things. They're going to give you this chip if they see you doing something amazing. In the next meeting, you will get to come up here if you got one of these chips, and you will get to drop the Plinko chip in the board, and at the bottom we will have a series of cash prizes. Well, they'll be gift cards, but not cash. These will be gift cards that won't have to go onto your paycheck. You won't have to sign a slip form. You won't get tax forms. That's why we're doing these gift cards or gas cards or something like that. Okay? So do what you do best. Take care of each other. Take care of our customers, and you'll win some money. All right, that's all I got. Anybody else got anything? Any other department heads got anything? All right, let's have a great weekend.